Well, hi everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. Welcome to the Iron Viz 2021 live event announcement. This is it. We are going to be winning. No, we're not winning. We're announcing the winners of the joyous 2021 feeder competition. Me, I'm Andy Cockgrove, technical evangelist at Tableau and co-author of the Big Book of Dashboards. I'm going to say I'm super excited. I'm joined by my fellow Iron Viz partner in crime, Keisha. Say hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well, doing well. You know, it's always a fun time to put on a nice gown in the morning. So why not? Having a great time. And we're also joined by a special guest. We've got Tim Bueno with us here today. Go ahead and say hi, Tim.
Hi. It's Tim, Tableau Tim, UK. Yeah, I'm pumped. I was a final round judge and can't wait to see the outcome. I don't know what's going on, so super pumped.
Woo. Do you know what's going on, Keisha?
I never know what's going on. I just go with the flow, Andy. We just got to go with the flow.
Okay, I have a bare grasp of anything, so let's see what's going on. So anyway, thank you all for joining us. If you're on the live stream, that's amazing too, and I'm enjoying the chat as we go. So this year, the topic was joy. Really great choice from the team after the globally difficult year we have all had, and some are still having. But the entries this year have been incredible. As always, we had 318 entries, and 75% of the entrants were first timers. And you know, I have to say, you know, our strapline for Iron Viz is win or lose, win or learn, you cannot lose, right? And taking that entry, getting involved. If you're a first timer, you are a winner. Thank you and congratulations. Now, some people have won the feeder and will go on to win some prizes. Keisha, what's in store for them this year?
Yeah, of course. Now we've got our top 10 qualifiers, and of course they will earn the glory and pride of being an Iron Viz finalist. And all of our top 10 that we'll show you today are going to get some awesome Tableau swag. Now our top 3, however, will be battling it out live at Tableau Conference for a total of $17,000 in cash, as well as $8,000 for them to choose to donate to the nonprofit of their choice. So we're going to talk about all 10 today. First, we'll start with our honorable 7, as well as our 3 finalists in detail.
Absolutely, sounds good. We're going to go on with the top 7, the 7 of the top 10 first. How was this judged? You know, it's a difficult process. Keisha, run us through the process.
That's true. It is quite a difficult process, especially with those 318 different submissions. Well, each of those entries is judged on 3 criteria: analysis, design, and storytelling. And there are 2 rounds of judging. So as you see on the screen here, you've got our first round made up of an amazing group of community members as well as Tableau employees, and they will look through all of those entries. And then the second round of judging is judged by our Tableau Zen Masters, as well as our past Iron Viz champions. And it looks like I see Tim in that list. Yeah, thank you, as well as the other judges, for spending your time, putting your perspective into what makes our top 10 and eventually top 3 for our Iron Viz competition. Speaking of which, should we get on with it, Andy? Should we talk about our top 10 through 4, maybe?
Let's absolutely do it. I'm just wondering, Tim, was it a double team judging process?
It was.
Were your kids giving their opinions too?
Absolutely. So much help. Perfect.
Well, good. An analyst of the future there. Right. Debbie says, what a little cutie, Tim. And I'm sure she's referring to your child. Let's move on before I say anything I might get fired for. All right, here we go. We are going from 10 down to 3, not in any particular order, but these are the 7 honorable mentions. So let's get started.
Indeed.
Keisha, I believe you have the privilege.
All right, here we go. Here we go. The first of our 10 is from Ryan Soares. 10 Seconds of Glory. What a key name for the top 10. I personally really liked this viz because my family is from Jamaica and we're always rooting for our runners in the Olympics, but also the analysis was really in depth. It went through the history based on countries, but also on a personal limits and performance as well. I really liked the way they used the pages shelf to kind of do a little race there at the end too. Yeah. Very nicely done.
Yeah, super stuff. Excellent. Look at that. Beautiful pages, great use of the containers and targets. Amazing. Congratulations to Ryan. I get to move on to number 9. Number 9 is, well, it's a slightly meta visualization because it's about Iron Viz itself. Kevin Flerlage, number 9, with the history of Tableau's Iron Viz. So this is a long form visualization. Sorry, Kevin, I've set the morph transition quite fast on this. So there are links we can share so you can all go and dig a little bit more deeply into these. But lovely design and great analysis of what's been going on in Iron Viz over the last. This is the 11th year, I believe, of Iron Viz. And again, you know what I like about this? Kind of simple charts to tell a very effective story. And there's one Viz featuring who's entered the most. So step forward, Rob Radburn, who is the most prolific Iron Viz entrant of all time. Congratulations to Rob. And congratulations to Kevin. All righty. Over to you, Keisha, for number 8.
All right. Yeah. Up next for number 8, it's...
Oh, there it is.
There we go. Danushki de Oliveira with the Great British Bake Off. I really like the story that was presented here between not only the competition of bakers, but also the competition with fiance to fiance on who was going to win the competition here. Great analysis, especially something that's super qualitative. There's not many quantitative values to look at in this show. So they really dug in and did a fantastic analysis of similarities between the different judges and seasons and bakers. So good luck, not only to the folks who are baking, but also to Danushki with their next season of fiance to fiance competition.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. Congratulations, Danushki. Number 7. I get the privilege of announcing it is Childhood Hero by CJ Mays. This is our second sport-based entry, and it's all about tennis player Roger Federer. It's a really beautiful work of art. There's some deep analysis. One thing I really like about this is the use of glyphs that you can see here on the left-hand side. Each one of those sort of tennis ball-y icons on the left actually encodes a huge amount of data. And with glyphs, once you work out what you're reading, you get some really great insight in an incredibly presented way. So Roger Federer, what a legend, and CJ, your Viz is an ace. Do you like my tennis pun? Yeah, thank you for the patronizing laughter, Tim. It was all I deserved. But congratulations, CJ. Let's go to number 6, Keisha.
All right. Number 6, we've got Chimdi Nwosu with New Jack Swing. I really like this one. Just the colors also. Just the use of the different colors and shapes was great. But he also told a story about how this genre of music was very uplifting for him, which is a great attachment to our theme of joy. Talks about the different song attributes, and he even has a little song sampler so you could listen to a couple of those top songs and kind of compare each of those different characteristics. Really loved how you analyze the different common themes for these songs. It's really cool.
Yeah, love me a little radar chart. That's my favorite, least best practiced visualization type there is. All right, let's move on. Number 5. I want to say congratulations to Mr. Brian Moore, who's looking at the MCU. Who doesn't love the MCU? So in Brian's Viz, he's looking at diversity, and what he's actually looking at is the transitions and changes in diversity over time as the franchise developed since, many of decades ago, it seems, before it took over cinemas. The thing I really like about this, look at this. This is an Iron Viz top 10. Bar charts, one color, red and gray. You can keep it simple and make stunningly gorgeous visualizations with great analysis, design, and storytelling. So congratulations, Brian. Back to you, Keisha, for our final one in this section.
Yes, number 4 is from Anne-Sophie Pereira-Deza with 6 reasons to rewatch Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Great Viz. I really like the way you're trying to compel me. I've never seen it, so compel me to watch. Started off with a personalized touch of why me and my particular demographic should watch, and then went into tying it to possibly other shows you might be interested in, the quality of the writing and the directing. And I especially I'm glad you paused right here. I really love how they went into detail about the different forecasting and the plot lines. I don't think I've ever seen this for a show, and how it kind of tracks over time. Love that. You definitely made a compelling case. I might have to go watch it.
I too have never watched an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Tim, have you got any credibility?
Join the club. I have never watched an episode, not knowingly anyway. Maybe in the
Not
background.
That's 6 reasons.
Right. So I think maybe the three of us should. My wife actually suggested we should watch an episode yesterday with our kids. So perhaps we'll go back. I did see a question from Joseph saying, how can we access these entries? There will be a blog post on the Tableau Public blog very soon, perhaps even today, perhaps by the end of the week, but very soon we'll link to all the top 10 finalists. You can go and dig into, interact, and even download all these workbooks. Wow, there you go. That was pretty good. So that's numbers 10 to 7, leaving only the top 3 to go. But we'll have a little interlude and an interview with one of our judges for a few minutes, because Tim, thank you for joining us.
No worries.
I just took a screen. Can you tell us about your YouTube channel before we get into the judging process?
Yeah, so I have a YouTube channel. I cover lots of quick tips and new features of Tableau, essentially whenever I get a chance. And yeah, if you haven't checked it out, check it out.
There you go. It's a great YouTube channel.
I have seen quite a few of those videos. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And you've got great YouTube thumbnail skills. That's absolutely.
Yeah, I use the same shots and I just recycle them. That's the inside baseball. So yeah.
Is that the trick? Is that the trick?
It's the same face. I have like 50
so-
faces that I just use in Figma, and that's pretty much it.
All right. There you go, a little bit behind the scenes. Okay, but let's talk about a bit about behind the scenes judging. So we've just seen 7 of the top 10. You know, well, how does that 7 reflect on what you see, Tim? And you know, what kind of themes did you see in the entries you judged?
Absolutely. Well, this year, of course, the theme was joy. So people picked up a whole range of different themes, which was really, really good to see. And I think the thing that stood out for me was that you could see that people picked up their passions. People really brought sort of data to the passions that they enjoyed doing, watching, taking part in. And I think it just elevated everyone's game. Everyone's just put out some absolutely phenomenal work. So that was great. So passion and variety, sort of the 2 things that stood out to me. Yeah,
that's great. To anybody who's watching this who's maybe new to the field of data analysis and or trying to help others get into this field, you know, I think the 3 of us know the best way to learn a product like Tableau is to find data you care about, because when you really have that incentive about a data set, you will inspire yourself to find more about it. So yeah, it's a great answer. And when it came to judging these visit, Tim, what's the challenge of being a judge? What was the hardest thing about the process?
So everyone spends time, and that goes without saying, everyone spends time making such intricate decisions. And one of the most important thing as a judge is you need to sort of make sure you do due diligence to discover those decisions. Sometimes even just the simplest design decision actually has a lot behind it. And when you sort of spend the time to really get to understand that, you start to understand more about what was going on through the participants' minds, how it's all laid out. And so actually the biggest problem was letting go. You've got a sort of finite time to judge all these things. And yeah, you just don't want to put any of them down. So absolutely fantastic work.
Yeah. I didn't judge this year. I've judged every year for the last 9 years, and it's an amazing process, but it's time consuming. So thank you to all the judges and you, Tim, for the commitment. And we have three criteria: analysis, design, and storytelling. Which is the easiest and hardest to judge?
The hardest is storytelling, because I think people all around the world tell stories in such different ways, and it's sometimes you really have to make sure you spend the time to understand the mechanic that someone's using to tell a story. And once you grapple with that, then you can really start to understand what they're trying to get across. So that's probably the most challenging one. The one I enjoy judging the most is design, because there's sort of 2 elements. There's functional design, so the user experience, how it works. Then there's aesthetic design. And I really enjoy it when those two sort of come together and things just work beautifully. So that's probably the one I enjoy, like, judging myself, because I really enjoy that particular aspect. But I think storytelling is probably the biggest challenge, because again, the mechanics just really vary.
Yeah, excellent. All right, well, Tim, thanks so much for judging. And Keisha, are you ready to announce the top three?
Oh, I am so ready.
Yeah.
But before we get into that top three, just a reminder, these top three are not being shown in any particular order. They all won the feeder competition, and they'll all be joining us and competing live at Tableau Conference. If you want to hear more information about that, wait until the end. But yeah, let's kick it off.
Whew, this is it. Should we tease people and just like randomly fill the airways with blather for another minute?
Just keep talking. We don't have to look at these things.
Come on, let's do it. They're all no. So Hitesh says no. Just get on.
Hurry up.
Oh look, evil Andy. Right. Okay. All right, Keisha. Here we go.
Here we go.
The first of the top three is.
Yes, here we've got Lisa Trescott with RuPaul's Drag Race Lip Sync. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love this. Lisa lives in Carlsbad, California, and has been using Tableau for 4 years, and recently just started joining our Tableau community. So welcome as well to our community. But she was inspired to make this viz while watching RuPaul's Drag Race when she noticed that there had not been a wig reveal all season. Now, as someone who has never seen RuPaul's Drag Race, I am now compelled absolutely to go watch. There's so many shows from this joy competition that I have to go tap into. But what I really liked about your visualization here was how you broke down the different categories of lip syncing and performances and the skills and the movements and the reveals. I had no idea that there was so much going into this. And I just love the look and feel of it. It's very playful. The colors are great. And actually, Andy, you pointed this out to me. I didn't notice it at first, but that line between the blue and white key is actually part of the data.
Yeah, it's so smart, because I suspect we all go through this. We're like, oh, this is nice and blue and this is nice and white. That's a divide for the intro to the data. And then you're like, oh, what? It's data. And there's tooltips underneath this as well. It's so smart, really smart. Tim, are you a fan of RuPaul's Drag Race?
Absolutely. I obviously had the privilege of being able to download the workbooks and sort of look into them, and absolutely loved this. It was really good viz. And I have never watched an episode, but after I dug into that viz, I will definitely watch at least one. So
yeah, I did. The at the bottom of this viz, the piece at the bottom has YouTube links to many YouTube clips, and that was me judging Iron Viz for about half a day. So congratulations. Okay, next up, the second of our three finalists, it is Rivers of Time by Sam Parsons, who's in the UK. So Sam is from Chippenham, from the UK, and he's been using Tableau for 3.5 years. And this viz is also about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There is a humongous amount of stuff going on in this piece of work. And because in fact here, that initial slide didn't even show all of it. Here's the rest of it. He took inspiration from the National Geographic and the Financial Times in designing this analysis. Now, there's a huge amount going on, but just take a look at that design process, right? You think, how many design decisions did Sam take? I love the fact that he's wearing his inspiration on the sleeve. It looks like something that I could print in a magazine or find in the FT feature pages. And there's a lot to read, but there's a huge amount going on. So incredible analysis, the story's detailed, and it's about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So congratulations, Sam. Keisha, what do you think?
I want to print out and blow up as a massive poster on a wall somewhere. It's awesome. I especially love the timeline and going through each of the different movies. Fabulous. Well, yes, exactly. That part right there. Really,
it's also interactive, Tim, as well. So not only do you presented with this, you can then explore more, right?
Earlier on, when I said you had to really make sure you put stuff down and move on, this is a perfect example. You really, excuse the pun, but you needed a river of time to really get into it. So yeah.
Love the pun. We should have scripted way more puns. For this announcement. I'm sure I'm going to
No
get
script
comments saying
needed.
no thanks.
No script needed.
No script. That's true. Right. We have one more of our top three in no particular order to announce, and I think this one is back to you, Keisha. Are you ready?
Sounds good. All right, here we go. Up next, it's Pradeep Kumar G with the show that brings me joy. Love this one as well. Pradeep was born and raised in Tamil Nadu, India, and has been using Tableau since 2008. When Pradeep learned that the topic was joy, he thought back to his favorite show as a child, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I have a couple of friends who absolutely love this show. I've been holding on to this one so I can share with them how awesome it is. I just love not only just the story, but the look. It's so crisp, it's clean, easy to read and easy to go through. I also loved how he tied in the cultural references. I didn't realize there were so many that kind of went into the show. And the analysis is so deep from each different series and episode and character, looking at, redemption arcs and how people perceive and portray these different characters. So in depth, but so beautiful, clean, and easy to look at. Love this one.
Yeah. Tim, anything to add?
Yeah, I love the use of white space on this one. It's just so well put together, and I don't know much about the show, but it educated me. I spent so much time just going through it, and I learned a lot myself. So absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
You know, I've never even heard of the show. Maybe that's because I'm an old man. I don't know, but something the white space is cool. And having loved Brian's for his use of a single color, I think the use of color in this is just so perfect because it's obviously a Joyce Viz, and it's color that's just there to sort of make me feel happy rather than trying to be in my face in color. So I think wonderful piece of work. Another thing to add to the Netflix watch list, I guess, or wherever it may be found. All right. Well, my gosh, that everybody is your top 10 and your final three. Keisha, what's
that's it. No, that's it. I mean, at this point, all that's left to do is tune in for a Tableau conference, which we've just released the dates for. I believe it's November 9 to 11. Yep, there it is. Perfect. And then 10 to 12, depending on your time range. And join us to see how those three will battle it out and become our Iron Viz champion.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you to everybody who's joined. Sincere congratulations. If you entered Iron Viz, if you helped somebody do Iron Viz, you are doing a huge amount to grow the community, not only for Tableau, but of data communicators around the world. And we at Tableau hugely appreciate every single one of you that entered. Special congratulations to the top 10 and the top 3. Can't wait to see you. With that, Tim, thanks for joining us.
Thank you
for judging. Keisha, always great to host one of these with you.
Absolutely.
And we will see you all at TC. Take care.
Take care.
Take it easy.